Fear resides in all of us, and we are really fearful because it is an unknown zone, and to feel fear walking towards unknown zone is very natural. But it's very important that we face our fears. There is no escape from facing the fear if one wants to overcome it. So, you are really emotionally traumatized by the events in the past, or some kind of lurking skepticism about the things which could happen in the future, which has totally traumatized your life at this point in time. So anything that happens to instigate the inner emotional turmoil within you, your life just goes off the balance. You are just so scattered all over the place. So just imagine, what is the worst thing ever that could happen to me? What about what I fear the most, in fact, has happened already? How do you live that? You want to run away from it, I know that. But even thinking about it gives you terror. It's like an earthquake. These things do happen to all of us. And we all have different kinds of fear in our lives. So it is paramount that all of us come to a level playing field with fear. But the problem here is that fear is somewhere else, not known, and you are fighting with something which does not even exist. Even if it exists, it is so exaggerated, it is so hyped up that the very base of it does not have any understanding, which is making your life what it is right now. So even if you find yourself in a dire state of turmoil and agony, it is just because of the invisible fear which has the power over your life at this point in time. You do not have control over anything. The clouds of doubts and apprehensions and cynicism and confusion, these belittle our energy. These passing clouds do degenerate us into a spiral of confusion and finally take our mental peace away. So what is important here is to be able to face it. Just imagine right now your worst fear, and you have to face it. How would you behave? Do you think your life will just come down to zero, or your life will be taken away? It feels like, oh my God, I wish my life would be no more. Or even worse than that, that's kind of feeling that comes in. Your life will come crippling down. But there are many people across the globe who have faced gigantic obstacle, and having overcome them, got liberated. So it is very important that you face the fear. We all face our worst fear to liberate ourselves. Any fear cannot be as important as the life that you have. This life does not seem very precious because of the attachment of this life with our senses. Our life has become them, and who you are is totally ignored and condoned. So if this life, who we are, is condoned to these meandering ways through which the identification has been created by different streams of attachments, of course, if they go away, we think that we are just gone. So these are nothing but the different streams of attachment flowing through different directions, because they are so attached to our senses, and mind is so attached to these traits and attributes and characteristics that mind cannot let go. So one has to ascend to that level When he could realize these are the rivers of attachment that's been draining our energy, it has created its own path without our realization. So it is very important that we realize the state in which we are and how compelling it is and how compulsive we are, because fear has got one best friend, that is compulsion. You become compulsive. So if anyone is compulsive, that person is slave to his senses. Absolutely. He has totally given his life to low life, because your circumstances cannot compel you, but we become compelled to the circumstances because we have not been able to overcome them. So take charge of your life. The fear that you have to face, take the bull by the horns. It's gonna just make a way towards higher dimension of life. Whatever is not killing you is expanding you. As simple as that. So face it. It is very important for all of us to realize that whatever fear you have is just a figment of your imagination. It's just the attachment to the stream of these river that we have created. And these rivers have been draining away the nectar of the soul day in, day out by these attachments. You gotta be at the helm of the chariot who you are. So if these five senses are going and each of them has made a stream of their own and we don't have control, then of course the very compulsion of the mind will dominate us so much that life will always be very, very troublesome, will always be led by the circumstances. So compulsion to consciousness, the journey is very significant, and that is what is required. Compulsive state is always fearful state because you are working out of fearfulness. You can turn the fear into opportunity. Each time you face your fear, you are emboldened within. You become more courageous enough to face it. And the more you do it, the more you uplift yourself. So what is important here is to be able to take a stand at what is important. What is the most significant thing for me to do which will uplift my soul, which will uplift myself? One has to take a stand and make a decision and stand by it. And that is possible only when you let go of all these attachments so that the higher consciousness could work through you. The Guru could work through you. So use the experiences of your life to go past them and run towards your fears. Run towards your fears so that you can overcome them and go over the other side of the bridge to realize the real consciousness, the one that is you and you are designed for. Once you cross over, it'll be amazing to see how beautiful things look on the other side of the bridge. So just face it and overcome this fear to find the life that is much more fulfilling and joyful.